Good evening. This is Dee with Critical Break. Happy Labor Day to everyone. I wasn't actually planning on doing a live stream today, but I was prompted by Adonai to do so. Gabriel was not here most of the day today. He hasn't been here much at all lately. He's got a lot of work to do. So do we. Very busy. Anyway, I wanted to share with you guys what Adonai's been sharing with me today. Some discovery, some possible answers. It's been interesting because Adonai doesn't generally, he's not generally the one that guides me. Well, I can't say that because the time I spent with him in what I call home, he guided me. He pointed to some angels and said that the one that was mostly giving off purple energy was me. And I've been on this journey trying to figure out, who am I? I do know that I've been told, and I feel it inside of me, that I volunteered for a mission here on the holodeck. And trying to figure out what that is and who am I? Who am I? It's been a crazy journey. And it's getting more intense. And there's more going on that meets the eye. So I wanted to, I made this channel at their request, Adonai and Gabriel. And I'm trying to sort things out. And I said I would share those things with you. And I've spent a lot of time with Adonai today, one-on-one. Gabriel was off doing his thing. And it's usually the other way around. So this is unusual. But it's been very unusual as of late, as far as having other angels visit. So many of the texts have been tampered with. So for those of us on the planet, it makes it very difficult to sort out who's who. Who are the bad guys? Who are the good guys? I can tell you this much. I'm working for Team Good. And so are they. Adonai means Lord. Adonai, every time I talk to him via telepathy or any other time, that's who's speaking. The Lord of spirits, the Lord of souls, the Lord, as in the Creator. It's taken me a while to come to that conclusion, but now I'm really solid in that belief. What a journey. And today's been nothing short of more mind-blowing things that have come to light, because Adonai has been guiding me today on the material I've been looking at. This is not what I planned on doing today. I was actually planning on kind of playing hooky from all of this. And I'll do exactly that after I get done with this stream. I'm going to go play hooky for a little bit. Got to have that brain downtime, disconnect, basically. So I'm going to share with you guys today what I've learned today. And you have to ask yourself what's happening here. I'm asking myself what's happening here. And if it is indeed what I think it is, and I keep getting that message, TikTok, time's up. So it's important that the message gets out to everybody here on the planet, because I think the time has come for a reset. And that means ridding the planet of what I call the virus. And I think it's time that those sides get chosen. And those who want to make it through this get right with themselves internally. It's kind of one of those things that Adonai told me, because this is one of the times he did speak to me directly, telepathy-wise. It was, he already knows everything everybody's ever done. And like he told me, you don't need to tell him what you've done. He already knows. So you don't need to make confessions. What you need to do is forgive yourselves internally, your inner true self. Because what was done here on this planet, this trauma-based system that's been going on, made people do things out of desperation and for other reasons based out of trauma. So what I'm being told is you need to rectify that with your inside. Forgive yourself. Own it. Own what you did. You don't have to go ask forgiveness from other people. We are our own worst critics. We will beat ourselves up more than anybody else could for anything that you may have perceived that you've done wrong. And he also told me nothing is beyond redemption. Nothing. Even those working for the virus. So everybody's, time's up, TikTok. If you're working for the virus, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Time's up. You need to make it right on the inside, or you're not going to make it out the other side of all of this. Anyway, so many people on this planet have been misled, lied to for a long time. Anyway, I'm going to see if I know I want to share. Hello, it's great to see you. Hello, Miss Karen, Sir Gerald. It's very good to see both of you. It's been a journey, and today was very enlightening. getting to spend time alone with Adonai, which is, it's rare. I mean, it's not rare for him to be the only one here, but really long, intense, him teaching me, basically guiding me. It's overwhelming, actually. And I haven't fully absorbed everything yet that I've been shown. So I think things are going to get very interesting from here on out. Because, yeah, that clock is ticking. And so people only have a certain amount of time left now. And they have to rectify with themselves and bring out their true selves and quit being scared to be themselves. So I've got things to share with everybody. So I'm going to do a share screen. Adonai, it wasn't Gabriel this time. Today it was all Adonai, all day, leading me down the path all day today. And I think you all are going to find it very interesting. I know I have. So I will share screen and show you what he showed me today. And I'm just taking all this in at this point. I'm not even sure what to think or make of all of it yet. But there's way too much going on here for me not to pay attention to it. Anyway, here we go. Off to the races. Okay. I was revisiting the book of Enoch today. Adonai had me do that. And I wanted to share with you all, because everything's been so twisted and convoluted, and the ancient texts have been tampered with. And this website has a really nice graphic here. And there's two sides. There's no in between. You can't walk the middle line, not on this. And generally, it's something that I've always tried to do, to be fair to everybody and to assume the best in the humans on this planet. And I showed everybody in my stream yesterday about what the evil is that is running this place. And we saw the Pope's audience hall. It's the head of a serpent. And who speaks for the serpent? The Pope, right? Here we go. The serpent. Okay. And then the good side. Look at that, Enoch. That doesn't surprise me whatsoever. It just boils down to the good old-fashioned what's right's right and what's wrong's wrong. What's good, what's evil. It's really simple. Super simple. Anyway, I was revisiting the book of Enoch because the other times that I visited that text, I had no idea that I had a mission. I mean, I've always known there was something important I was supposed to be doing here on this planet. I just didn't know what it was. I've always known that. I just didn't know what it was. And I didn't know all of this was leading up to where I'm at now. I had no idea. No idea at all. Anyway, this gives you some idea of what's good and right and what's not. And when you're looking at serpents, you're looking at what's happening on our planet right now. And it's like I talked about, it's infiltrated all your religions, it's infiltrated all of your governments, it's infiltrated all your educational systems, it's infiltrated your banking systems, it's infiltrated your medical systems, it's infiltrated everything on this planet. Everything. And Adonai said, time's up, tick-tock. Gabriel is very sing-songy when he says it. Time's up, tick-tock, just like that. So, you know, I've always known Gabriel. I didn't know he was the Gabriel. To me, he's Gabriel. He's my sidekick. He's my best friend. He's my buddy. We're on the same team. We always have been. And I wasn't aware of what that meant until the last couple of years. I started learning about it back in around, I don't know, would have been 2000, 2005, 6, 7, right in there. And it's just become more and more apparent as I've been guided through this journey. You know, Adonai, I was only recently, I didn't even know what the name Adonai was. I even was pronouncing it wrong, thanks to Gabriel. But I didn't have any idea this was coming to where it's at. And when Gabriel introduced me, and he showed up here 2 years ago, well, it's been over 2 years now, but I had no idea that Adonai was what he is. I do now. I know exactly who and what he is. And that's kind of profound. A little overwhelming too, I'd have to say. But I'm really, really humbled that I was chosen to deliver what they're telling me. So today, while visiting the book of Enoch, Adonai had me visit that book and started pointing things out to me. Because I kept asking, who am I? And he told me, I don't know, a year ago, not quite a year ago, that I was an angel. One of the angels. I didn't know a name. I didn't have a name for it. I just know what it feels like when I'm at home with my buddies. And it's amazing. It's home. I don't know. I've described it for all of you before. The light's not so harsh as it is here. I can tell you that. And it's different. So now I'm going to share with you something that stood out to me today. There, in the book of Enoch, there's 4 angels that Enoch saw. And the 4th one is Phanuel. And there's some interesting things regarding Phanuel. And no, Phanuel and Uriel are not the same. Phanuel, I'll just read this. In the book of Enoch, 1st chapter, the prophet Enoch mentions Phanuel as an angel who fends off the Satans. Remember what I told you all. There's many gods in that Bible, and there's many Satans in that Bible. Phanuel is the angel who fends off the Satans and then doesn't allow them to come before the Lord of Spirits. And we're talking about Adonai here, the Lord. Okay? To accuse them who dwell on earth. In the same text, Phanuel is equated with Archangel Uriel, but they're not the same. Enoch also lists Phanuel between the angels of peace. They seize the fallen angels, bind them, and cast them into fire. Also, in 4 Ezra, the archangel is equated with Ramiel and Jeremiel. The Sublime oracles mention Archangel Phanuel as one of the 5 holy archangels who know every evil that men have ever done. But the most important text that describes Phanuel is the most are Baruch 3. It was written between 100 and 300 CE, and it describes the celestial realm in great detail. The main characters of the text are Michael and Phanuel. Here, Archangel Phanuel is the heavenly guide. So, one thing I want to point out, when it comes to the text, they've been heavily manipulated and tampered with. And as we know, Gabriel has been depicted as a female, and I can quite vouch for the fact that he is not female. He is male. Phanuel, there's some more interesting things. Also know that when Adonai came to this planet and incarnated, you know, the name Jesus never equated to me. I didn't it was never a name that came up. But Emmanuel was another L. And that was Adonai incarnated on the planet. I hope people get that. His name's Emmanuel. Adds that incarnation. He is an L. He is the L. The L of all L's. So, Emmanuel. I hope that helps people to kind of understand. Because as we've covered, many of the names have either been mixed up or There's so many different names for the same entity that it confuses people. But Emmanuel is Adonai, just incarnate. So what that leads me to believe is there is the prophetess Anna that was there when Emmanuel was a baby. I believe that the prophetess Anna is Phanuel incarnate. And that's where Adonai's been leading me today. And we'll go on a little bit more. Some more digging. Holy Prophetess Anna, daughter of Phanuel. Now, angels in themselves don't have children unless it was the ones that were fallen that had them with the humans on the planet. But incarnation, it could be seen as a daughter of Phanuel, but in an incarnation. Just like Emmanuel was the son, okay? So, the Holy Prophetess Anna, feast day, February 3rd and August 28th, which just passed, I might add. Interestingly, that feast day, the date, is 2 days after my personal birthday. So is the feast day off by a couple of days? I'm not sure. That's just something that went through my head when I was reading all of this and getting guided today. Being guided, not getting. Anyway, excuse me. Carried from earth was the daughter of Phanuel, for on it she saw God as a child, Emmanuel. The prophetess Anna was the daughter of Phanuel and came from the tribe of Asher, one of the 12 patriarchs and sons of Jacob, having dwelt with a husband for 7 years and become widowed due to his death. From the time she remained in the temple where she dwelt the rest of her life in prayer and fasting. I'm going to point something out. I also lost my husband and have been a widow. There are far too many things to be coincidence going on here. Far too many. Including my colors, including designs that came out of my subconscious. Far too many. My birthday and this feast day. I mean, the list keeps going on and on. And it says a husband of 7 years. That would line up. So she was a widow as well. She remained in the temple. So, because she unceasingly was found to do God-pleasing works, the Blessed One was made worthy to see our Lord. They're saying Jesus Christ, Emmanuel. when he was offered to the temple as a 40-day-old infant by his all-holy mother and righteous Joseph. She thanked and glorified God and openly prophesied concerning Christ to all those who were found in the temple, saying these words: "This child is he who has authority and established heaven and earth. This child is the Christ, regarding whom all of the prophets proclaimed beforehand." Anyway, it's interesting that the background is purple, is it not? So I haven't had a chance to read through all the material that I'm supposed to visit. There's just so much. The tribe of Asher. I want to show you some symbolism real quick. Make that bigger. The 12 tribes of Israel. Ishmael. The evil on this planet is a combination of tribes. And this is the one, the serpents. That's the one, the main one, the one we're dealing with. That's why you see the snake symbolism of the snake eating its own tail. This is Asher. It's symbolized by a tree. And then you have Judah, symbolized by the lion. And there's some more interesting things I will show you with that. But I just wanted to share, these tribes and their symbolism. See, the snake. Here's Asher, the tree. And then Judah is the lion. Okay. Also, the way that the lands were divvied up between the tribes. I want to show you where Asher, the tribe of Asher, was located. Right here on the Mediterranean Sea. All right. Now remember, we visited the fact that they told me in the codes that they're giving me, you are, or it was the way it was, the verbiage was, Inanna, you are. And I started researching Inanna and the colors and all the weird coincidences with Inanna. Inanna and Prophetess Anna are one and the same. I don't know if anybody's ever tied those two together before, but Adonai guided me to that today. So these lands are where the tribe of Asher was. A very, very long time ago. Now you know why the Zionists wanted Israel so bad. The snake wants Israel. This is the Sea of Galilee right here. Remember, the Temple of Inanna is right in here, somewhere in this area. Okay. Or at least that's where some people, there are temples there. There are ruins there. But I'd be interested to see the ruins in the actual lands of Asher. So we're dealing with an eons old battle that's been going on. Anyway, Asher, the tribe of Asher, who is the ancestor of all Jews? It's an interesting question to ask, and one that's actually fairly important to Judaism. You see, the Jewish faith is based around a series of covenants, which are sort of spiritual contracts between religious leaders and God. Moses' 10 Commandments, for example. Okay. I remember I've talked to you about Moses, and I've talked to you about the 10 Commandments, and I've shown you the statues and the Moses being depicted with horns. Okay. However, there was another important covenant as well, that of Jacob. Jacob is a figure in Jewish and Christian history who is also known by the name Israel. Right away, that should tell you that this guy is important. Jacob had 12 sons, listed in the book of Genesis as Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Ishar, Zebulon, Joseph, and Benjamin. That's oldest to youngest. According to the Jewish faith, these 12 sons spread out and became the 12 tribes of Israel. Each son became a progenitor of one tribe, each defined by its own unique traits. One of these tribes was the tribe of Asher. The tribes of Israel were often identified with personality and character traits as their founders. So let's start by getting to know Asher himself. Asher was characterized as happy, intelligent, intuitive, open to others, and a little bit impetuous. In fact, his name means happy one. Thus, the tribe of Asher is known to be the happiest of the 12 tribes. The happiness partly came from the fact that there were also amongst the most prosperous of the tribes. They were described as enjoying all that life had to offer, particularly in terms of fine dining, even if it made them a little more wasteful than the other tribes. Anyway, there's more on the tribe of Asher, but I just wanted to put that out there. I pulled this up on Adonai, and it is the plural form of Adam, which means Lord. And that's the Adonai that I've been being guided by. Let me say this. He really doesn't like what's going on down here right now. At all. That's why they're here. That's why we're here. This is just some more information on Phanuel. And it talks about Anna. And remember, my middle name is Anne. So this is where I was guided today. want to look at the chat and see how you guys are doing. Hello, Miss Kate, Sir Tony, Nick. Good to see you. Anybody have any questions? Saving the planet as usual. That's my job. That's my mission. That's what I'm here for. That's funny. Oh, you know I like people that make me giggle, and you do, sir. So, yeah, Adonai's been very busy with me today. We've been covering a lot of material, and I'm still absorbing a lot of it and trying to. I stopped digging any further because my brain is on overload. And oh, there goes my silly Windows thing. I do have a new processor to put in this computer, and when I do that, I will reload my Windows, and we won't get that crazy blue screen thing saying to enter my numbers. It's so annoying. Anyway, so today has been really interesting. This is just a picture of the cherubim and seraphim. So when Adonai took me to the side when I first started asking what I was and showed me an angel, they're still pointing that way. Do I have self-doubt? There's some there, yeah. But I keep getting pointed at this over and over again, and the codes that they're giving me and the time I spend with them at what I call home, and all this today. So, and then Gabriel laughing hysterically at me because I asked him when I was going to get my wings and my halo. He thought that was absolutely ridiculous and hysterical. And he's like, why are you you already have them. Why are you asking for them? You know, that's basically why he was laughing at me. He thought it was hysterical that I didn't realize it. I really don't know what to make of all this, to be honest. I know I have abilities. I know I never stopped asking why. I don't know. It's interesting. And, you know, it's funny because Gabriel was gone all day and I spent all that time with Adonai. And then just as I was getting ready to start the stream, Gabriel popped in. And he's not, and then he's popped out again. He's not here. So that's kind of interesting that he popped in just to see if I was going to do the stream, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe he was just checking in. I'm not sure because I didn't get any telepathy. I just could hear him. So, just interesting, I guess. But so, you know, I tried to post this on Facebook that I was going to do this stream, and I didn't get, I didn't get any cooperation from Facebook. I tried several times and it just wasn't gonna happen. You know, I'm not sure what to think about all this, except for I keep getting the messages that there's too many players on the field. Yeah, there are, boy, and how, right? Yes, exactly, Sir Tony. Jesus Emmanuel is Adonai. And I spent a bunch of time with him today. A bunch. I think more time today than I have at all. I mean, at least in this incarnation anyway. There's other players on the field right now. That I can tell you. There's others that have incarnated at the same time. Like I said, they knew we were coming. And so there was an attack, many attacks on DNA because they knew we would be coming, and they targeted the genetics. So in doing so, they made a whole bunch of people sick that have that same genetic code. They knew we were coming. And that's something I knew in my gut for a while now. They knew it. Those small orb ships that I have that visit me, they work for Adonai. They're our peeps. They're here trying to help us with the problem. Also, I want to make note. You see, I've made mention of the fact that the Foo Fighters, the small orb ships, have been instrumental in keeping nuclear weapons from being used. They've been working hard over time trying to, keep that from happening. Also, if you pay attention, you'll notice that those ships are around many of the volcanoes, and they've also been caught on camera during and right before eruptions of volcanoes. And my thoughts, well, it's not just my thoughts, it's some telepathy conversations going on between Gabriel and I in particular about our friends, is there are forces, others incarnated here, forces here that would, I don't know if they're the good guys or not. I'm still sorting that out. But I think that our friends are purposely setting off volcanoes to relieve pressure on the planet so that we don't have something much worse happen. That's just what telepathy-wise I'm getting. But I do know time is, like they keep saying, tick-tock. So I'm not sure how that's all going to play out. But I do know that if you look at the book of Enoch, this place is going to be returned to Arcadia. And only certain people are going to be there for that. So I don't know. I just know that it's coming to that soon. So yeah, just read the book of Enoch. If you haven't read it, read it. If you have trouble reading, I'll put a link in my description of a gentleman who has a a very pleasant voice that reads the Book of Enoch on a video, so you can listen to it, you know, and not, there's nothing to watch or see. It's just he's reading it. So if that, I hope that is helpful for other people. The Book of Enoch is one of the ancient texts that is the least tampered with. And I've read a lot of them. That one is the least tampered with. So it'll give you a pretty clear picture of what's going on right now and why we're here. Why is Adonai here? Why is Gabriel here? Why am I here? So, yes, to relieve pressure to prevent a very large eruption. Yes, because there's others on the planet that are working very hard to make sure a big one happens. But see, people need to understand something. There's multiple gods or self-proclaimed gods in the Bible. Multiple. They aren't the Lord. They are self-proclaimed. Do people, because of their power, worship them as gods? Yes. They aren't God. And some people are working for those. So, you know, just like they keep telling me, too many players on the field. That's what they're talking about. Too many players on the field. So, yeah, I'll leave you a link if you want to listen to it instead of reading it. Oh, I guess I could stop sharing, huh? I didn't turn off my stream this time. Amazing, right? That's what happened yesterday. I actually clicked the stop broadcast button. Although my stream had some bizarre glitches, particularly with the audio. I'm going to pull up chat so I can see what you guys are saying. Plasma, it's great to see you. So, you know, I'm trying to expose the evil on the planet, and doing the last couple of streams regarding the evil on the planet, the snake representation, you know, you can tell who's got a hold of our medical system simply by looking at the caduceus, two snakes intertwined, right? I mean, that's pretty obvious. Like I said, their symbolism and everything that they've been doing is so blatant and in your face, and people are just so unaware of what is right in front of them. It's staggering. I mean, it overwhelms me thinking about it. And you've got people just going day to day on their hamster wheels, just completely clueless that this spiritual battle's even happening. I don't know what's going to happen with them. I really don't. They almost, you know how some people call them bots. Some people call them NPCs, like in a game, MMORPGs, an NPC, non-player characters. I get why they feel that way. because they don't even feel like they have souls, really. Or I don't know if they've been so damaged and fractured that there's not much left there. I don't know. It's and I don't know what's going to happen um with those people. But I do know what's going to happen with the snake and all the snake's helpers. Let's see. I'm looking. Yes, Leviathan and Behemoth. Mm-hmm. Yep, yep. Yeah, plasma. That's awesome. You're very close. Yeah, because the Bible's been heavily tampered with, and there's multiple gods, multiple Satans in there. Just look at the book of Enoch. That's really all people need. It gets down to brass tacks. Yep, the snake, the all-seeing eye, eating its own tail. Yep. And somebody brought up the fact that the infinity symbol. One thing I want to make people aware of, those symbols are all holy. They're just being used in very nasty ways. Those are our symbols. We take them back. Somebody thought the infinity symbol was the snake. And I could see how they could come to that conclusion. But it's those symbols are ours. We're taking them back. Never read the book. It looked like gibberish when you were young. Yeah. Well, part of my mission is helping people wake up. And I highly recommend the Book of Enoch. It really is the brass tacks of it. It's just down, push to shove, good, evil, you're on one side or the other. Jews run Freemasonry, image search. 1 million Masons, Star of David, Israeli Supreme Court, Pyramid Eye, Illuminati. Yeah. Like I said, the the virus has infiltrated everything. Yes, the swastika is a very ancient symbol as well. Yes. Like I said, those are our symbols. We take them back. They don't belong to them. And that reminds me another thought that crossed my mind many times. All those ancient artifacts that were stolen from their rightful owners are going to be returned. All of them. So this is where everything's led me today. I don't know what it all means yet. I do know that I'm working on Team Good. And I'm here to rectify what's wrong. If you look at, I allowed Miss Kelly Coffee to remote view my soul. And she asked it what it was. What was it? What were the intentions? And that gives you a good idea. It backs up what I'm telling you. Oh, yeah. It's really weird, Miss Karen. The chat, sometimes people don't show up for me either. And I'll end the live stream and I'll go back and look at the video just so I can look at the chat because I've realized that people are typing in there and it's not putting them up during the live stream. Shenanigans afoot? Probably. It happens every time. Plasma. Vatican basement has much hidden history. First thing they do in war is raid the museums. Yes, exactly. Those things will be given back to their rightful owners. Just like we're claiming our symbols back. Those are ours, not theirs. You know, something else that's interesting, and I need to do a little more homework. Remember the codes were telling me the other angel that was here that day, Gadriel? Some are saying Gadriel is another name for Lucifer. And remember, I was getting the codes saying, you killed me. Yeah, I did. I took him out. And he was here whining at Adonai and Gabriel about it. So I need to check into that, but I believe they're one and the same. Possibly. Actually, I don't know that they're one and the same. He's like the third. There's another one that's likely AKA Lucifer. So I don't know. All I know is I took one of them out. I can tell you that. And there was a large release of energy when I did that. And that was on the astral. But it affected me on the holodeck a great deal. Displaced ribs, having the air knocked out of me. Yeah, it was painful. But my ribs snapped back into place. It's a thing. Oh, thank you. Love yours too. We're all in this together, and good wins. I can tell you that much. Good's gonna win. And their time's up. TikTok. Time to pick your sides. Time to redeem yourself. Get your crap right. So, still a lot more to share. I just wanted to share what Adonai shared with me today. And I'm still reeling from all of it. I've got a bit of a headache even because it's just like, oh, too much input, too much in one day. I have some very bizarre, remember I shared with you that I had some new abilities I wasn't aware of with my vision, and I'm getting some more even weirder ones going on right now. I don't know if my eyes look weird, but I'm definitely getting some very strange visual stuff going on. But that can happen with a headache, so that could be what's going on there. Like I said, I always try to look for the 3D reality holodeck versions first when I'm sussing things out. Because it's really hard to tell what's going on sometimes. The light's changing very interestingly. That we've got fluffy white clouds. I actually was out today recording some very interesting cloud formations outside. Very interesting. But, oh, also, one other thing I wanted to point out. My little orb friends are orb ships. They're working for Team Good. It just escaped me. What was I going to point out? You know, it's funny because that's happening a lot during streams. Doesn't happen rest of the time, just when I'm streaming. Happened the other day. Happened yesterday too. There was something I was going to point out about my orb friends. Yes, I hear you, Adonai's. I think he's trying to help me refocus here. What was it I was going to tell you all? I'm frustrated because I know there's something I was going to tell you. Oh, Inanna. One of the representations is an 8-pointed star formation. It's represented by 8 dots. Those dots, they never knew what that symbolization meant. I think I know exactly what it meant. It's the orb ships, 8 of them. Just like what Gabriel showed me outside my bedroom window. When 8 of them were out there flashing super bright. I mean, it was just like, can you imagine 8 of them in a formation, kind of, you know, like a cluster, you know, out in the sky, just outside your bedroom window. Imagine that. I think that is the symbolization. So I think I've been able to piece that together. Something nobody's ever been able to answer. I think I know what that was all about. Plasma. You know, I visited that channel and I love what they're trying to do. They're Team Good. They realize that there's a problem here and that there's evil infiltrating everything on the planet. It's just sometimes I worry about their methods, but I do enjoy the energy from them because they're excited about the fact that this is all being exposed, the evil. Because I think, yes, Handsome Truth, yes, I visited his channel. The biggest problem is I know they're paranoid about, because their ideas on getting rid of everybody has a problem. I have a problem with that. For many reasons. I talked about that yesterday. So I don't know if you saw my video yesterday. But I do love what they're trying to do. And I'm already on that team, so I don't need to join. And I already talked about, you know, joining religions or teams or anything else or cults or anything like that. We're just all on Team Good. Oh, you're talking, oh yeah. Yes, because that's a different kind of orb. There's orb ships, which are actually beings that are working for the angelic realm, for Adonai, and then the plasma creatures. Those are pushed in from the dimensions that are right here on top of us. Those are, some of them are spirits of people that have exited. Um, and then some of them are just other entities from other dimensions. When they push through, they come off with the plasma. And that's why we're seeing so much of that in the sky, because um, back in May, this process has been going on for a while, but back in May specifically, the forced reincarnation process was put to an end. That's why people are seeing a huge escalation in orbs of the plasma type, not the ships. So that's why there's a big uptick. It also explains a lot of what everybody is seeing in the sky when it comes to the bizarre plasma type clouds and things going on. Question, are you in contact with orb ship beings you saw in the sky? Yes. Not constant, but I can call them in. Just like Sir Richard. Have you noticed? The thing that really caught my eye about Sir Richard was his inner little kid. It's already living on the outside. So's yours, Sir Tony. You and your goofy videos. I love those. They're so funny. So your true innocence. Remember, do that inner work. Release yourself from all that trauma. Remember the things that you did wrong. Just own them. Get past it. Remember that it's the trauma. And let your little inner true innocence shine outward for everybody else to see. It's what's going to get everybody out of this. Okay? So, if I learn some more, I'll do another video. I'm going to get back to codes, but something interesting is going on with my codes. When I'm looking at them and reading them off on video, I'm not catching everything that's being said. And I have found when I go back and revisit the video and listen to it, there's things I missed, including warnings I was getting about some other people. And I'll share all that with you all. So I haven't been putting up any more code videos, even though I have the codes, because I'm revisiting the ones I've already done, because there's some stuff in there that they were telling me that I missed. And it was important. It was kind of them guiding me, telling me to push on with my work and not worry about anybody else's work, just work on my work, what we're doing here. Because I've had this insane problem of trying to find others like me. And I haven't found anybody exactly like me. Others that are here for the same reasons, but not anybody else that's just like me. Not yet. Many that are here on missions. And they'll be instrumental once this place, well, they're instrumental already, but they'll be even more instrumental when the virus is gone and we're restructuring this place. So, but I've always, you know, my curiosity, the why in me, always made me seek others because you seek that, you know, out people with things in common. And they basically have taught me not to do that, just to stick with my mission. So that's what I'm going to do, and stick with the codes I'm given by them, by Gabriel. And so I'll just do that and quit trying to seek others just like me, because evidently there's some that are similar, but not just like me. At least not that I've found. And I'm going to quit looking, even though I'm tempted. Anyway, I'm going to get going. Any other questions or anything? Like I said, I'm sharing my journey here and what I'm learning. Man, was it a lot today. Enough to, I feel like I need to go to bed already. It's that, just to absorb all of it. But anyway, I hope you all have a lovely finish to your day and a great week ahead. Just know, tick tock, tick tock. Okay. Anyway, if you need to get a hold of me, emails criticalbreak@outlook.com. And from my inner innocence out to past these stars and back 1,000 times, I adore you all beyond your wildest dreams. And I hope this is going to get better, I promise. Okay. See you later. Have a nice evening.